The smell of barbecue. Never mind about indicators. Optional extras. A gate with a view. Who'd have thought it? Not the best view in the world, but it'll do. There you go, James in. Saddlebags. Oh dear. Well, good evening and welcome. Thought I'd come out and get some fuel the long way. Bloody flies everywhere, and I must stop saying bloody. It's every other word, isn't it? God. I was going to have visor up, but there's a score of flies about. Little buggers. So the BSA Goldstar 650. Ooh, what do I think? I don't know, what do you think? I'm in two minds about it. I mean, is it a BSA? No, but yes. I mean, they bought the name, so yes. But it's not a real BSA, is it? But that doesn't matter, it's still a bike all the same, isn't it? A little bit of the, I guess, the spirit of it. They've tried to make it look like one. And they've not done a bad job, to be fair. Just negotiate my favourite things in the world. Wonderful speed bumps. Good for the environment, good for people's cars. Good for my spine. Oh, bird. Another suicide bird. Right, where was I? BSA. Yeah, okay, so what don't I like about it? Well, like many people, I'm not overly struck by the radiator. Not that it's got one, I understand why it's got one. If you want a single cylinder to be pumping out anything more than 24 horsepower, add in the ever tightening restrictions and regulations on emissions, then you've got to keep it cool. So the radiators are given. I think they could have maybe styled it a bit better, not quite so big. I don't know. So I'm not overly keen on that side of it. What else don't I like about it? The switchgear. The switchgear looks pretty shonky. I know it's a budget bike, but as riders we look and use the switchgear all the time. and it really did look awful, to be fair. Sharp, bloody hell, that was a bump. Sharp corners on it, didn't seem to fit together too well. I don't know, it just looked like it was going to cut your thumbs to pieces and fall apart. Could be pre-production, maybe that's something that they're already working on, I don't know. I mean, they took the feedback from everybody on the exhaust downpipe. They had a heat shield that went all the way down and round, pretty much the length of the first half of the exhaust, but they got rid of that because it did look a bit odd. It looked a bit too fat round the neck, so they listened to the feedback on that. So yeah, switch gear. Paint quality and some of the detailing, I don't think that could be an issue. It could have been just that one bike that had a few chips around the tank, and the pinstriping was heavily overlapped in places, didn't look good. And of course the BSA stickers on the engine cover. Stickers do not last. A couple of washes and that'll be peeling off. Come on BSA, have some pride. Get some embossing done or some moulding, I don't know. Again, it's a budget bike, I appreciate that. But it's those little attentions to detail that I think Royal Enfield really got right. Things I like about it, I like the overall look of it. I think it's got a bit of road presence to it. I like the wheel rims look nice. They're not chrome, but chrome doesn't last forever. Well, unless you look after it really well, I suppose. So yeah, I like the look of that. I like the fact that it's a single, pumping out a reasonable bit of horsepower. And I think the pricing's pretty good. And the colours are nice. Not sure about the green, probably have to see it in the flesh, but I think the red looks good. And the chrome, well, that'll be the one to go for a lot of people, won't it? But the star attraction for me were the clocks. I think they look fantastic. I love it. The upside down sweep, like the days of yesteryear. Love it. I'd probably buy one for that alone. Don't know what to make of the sound of it. It doesn't sound like that bloody bump. Yeah, I don't know quite what to make of the sound, but it's always difficult to tell over video. You know, again, you've got to hear it in the flesh, I suppose. If I had to go on the video alone, doesn't sound brilliant, to be fair. You know, when you compare it to something like a classic 500 or the 300, sorry, the 350, but time will tell on that one. And I'm a bit miffed by what they call review at the moment. It's not a review, is it, to be fair? They had some press in, they were on a closed circuit, they got to ride it round. We've seen the same stock footage of that single rider going round and round, and we've seen the same stock footage of the bloke doing a burnout on it. All the reviews have been exactly the same, which is someone stood next to it talking about it. So we really do want to see some proper road tests. Chances of getting one, pretty slim, I would imagine. Probably this year, well into next year. I guess it's comes down to how quick they can set up an extended dealer network. I think there's been a lot of interest in it, which is understandable. But I think Myrtle's certainly safe for now, bless her. So we shall wait and see. In other matters, Derek at Solo Moto UK has got his new Royal Enfield Interceptor. That's a bit of a switcheroo, that is, to go from a BMW GS to cancel that and get an Interceptor. Chalk and cheese, but the right choice if you ask me. A lovely bike, looks fantastic in that chrome finish as well. Well done, Derek. Happy motoring. Looking forward to seeing some vlogs on that one. Another video from Jamesy, Ainsworth rider. Always nice to see. I know, watching not the last video, the one before, and there was that shot of him going back to his bike, and the bike looked just so inviting to ride. It said, "Cock your leg over me and give it a go." And Saddlebags is flogging the Kawasaki. Which I fully understand why and can empathise with. When you've got a bike like that, it just niggles you. You've got to wind the throttle on all the time. You're always feeling the need to overtake the car in front of you. Whereas if you're sat on a classic 500 or a Scram or a Himalayan, you just don't feel the urge to do that. Even if you could, it's just nice bimbling along, admiring the view. And the bonus is, the chances are you get to keep your license a little longer. I mean, it's a beautiful bike. And again, when I started my look at getting back on the saddle, I priced up the Z900. But ultimately decided, no, it's going to be too quick. Ooh. Sorry, Myrtle. Yeah, it's too quick. I'll just either kill myself on it or lose my license. So I don't know if he'll replace it with anything or not. think that's me wrapped up on this quick circuit to get some fuel while it's nice and cool. Thanks for watching. Toodle pip. One last thing, the GoPro mount on the top of here was brittle as hell. Took my bike cover off to come out to get some fuel and it just pinged off, which was a stroke of luck really, because I could have had my camera on there.
I know. Look.